So here we have 101. We want to know how many times greater is the 100 than 1? Well, we could think of it as how many ones can go into 100, and we could count all that way, but friends, that is going to take us way too long. There's a much easier way. Let's look at our place value mat. So we have our 1 in our ones place, and we're going to work our way up to 100 to figure out how many ones there would be in 100. Well, we know from the ones place to the tens place, how many times larger does it get? That's right, 10 times larger, which gives us 10. From the tens place to the hundreds place, it gets 10 times larger again, which gives us 100. But we wanted to know how many times bigger the hundreds is than the ones. So to do that, we'd have to look at our multiplication. We know we went 10 times one time, but then we went 10 times another time. So we need to put those together. 10 times 10 is 100. So 100 is 100 times bigger than 1. Let's try another. This time, we're going to start off with 330,000. We want to know how many times bigger is 30,000 than 300. So we're going to do the same steps we did before. We are going to go up our place values. So we know going from the hundreds place to the thousands place, it gets 10 times bigger. Well, 300 times 10 is 3,000. But I still need to go another place value. So from the 3,000 to get to 30,000, we went over one place value. So it got 10 times bigger. But we want to know how many times bigger is the 30,000 than the 300. And we went 10 times one time, 10 times two times, which would give us 10 times 10 is 100. Let's see if we can try an even trickier one. We're going to start off with 60, and we're going to work our way all the way up to 60 million. We want to know how many times bigger is 60 million than 60. And instead of having to go times 10, times 10, times 10s, and at the end trying to figure out how many times 10s that is and what that all is, I'm just going to multiply as I go. So we know from the tens to the hundreds, how many times bigger does it get? 10 times bigger. And then from the hundreds to the thousands, we already went 1 time 10's bigger. So we'd go 10 times 10, because we're going one more place value. 10 times 10 gives us 100. Now let's go over one more place value. 100 times 10, because we're just moving over one place value, so it's 10 times bigger. 100 times 10 is 1,000. Let's move over one more place value. So now we have, it's going to get 10 times bigger. 1,000 times 10 equals 10,000. Whew, we're almost there. Let's go over to our last place value. So we know when we move over one place value, it's 10 times bigger. So we're going to go 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. So our answer is that 60,000 is 1,000 times bigger than 60.